YouTube, did you miss me? I miss you too. This is Ksmith 08. I'm at the Oak Park Library right now. For those of you who did not get a chance to actually be on YouTube, I will say Happy New Year, Happy 2019 to all. The reason I'm making this announcement is because I never got a chance to do anything on YouTube in the past year, which is 2018, because due to busy work schedules and amongst other things in my personal life. But finally, I got a chance to speak up. Finally. Speaking of which, this is a video response regarding to two individuals, who's basically just one guy, which I know for quite some time. His name is Dwayne McAllen. He has multiple YouTube accounts, and like Sailor Moon, TWF Cool 123, Xena Pappas, Door Launch Channel, just to name a few. However, the reason I'm making this video right now is to bring a certain subject that he has mentioned in regards to this year being January 2019 announcement of AEW, or also known as All Elite Wrestling. For those of you who are unaware of All Elite Wrestling, it's been run by Cody as well as his wife Brandy Rose, and the founders are of course Shahid Khan and his son Tony Khan, not Anthony. Just to clarify to Xena Pappas, aka the Xena Warrior Princess, it's not Antonio or Anthony. It's Tony Khan, and that is the son of Shahid Khan, who also owns the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm sorry about my language. And he did bring up a few points in regarding to the fan base of AEW, or what he like call AEW followers and lovers. You should actually change the name from lovers to, how should I say this, supporters, which is a very common word, as in they support the brand. But anyway, getting right down to it, she did mention a few things. One of them being a popular Chris Jericho being a part of the brand, a name known, or should I say, a famous former WCW and now WWE superstar, and that's the only thing you can think of. Not mentioning the fact that Billy Gunn was also part of the brand, and let me take a look at what his role is. Here we go. Backstage support personnel as producer, along with BJ Whitmer, Jeff Jones, as well as Michael Kilari, who's also known as the coordinator of the brand. Everything she said was AJ Styles. I need to mention AJ Styles, Ric Flair, The Undertaker, quite possibly being AEW, but that was not the case, was it? AJ Styles said he wasn't going to renew his contract. You probably got to go to either WrestleTalk TV or possibly Dave Meltzer. Check this out. I'll post a link in the description right below so you can check those guys out. For the latest news on AEW, because they can describe it much better than I do. Or you could just Google AEW Wrestling. And she's only half right of what they say that about AEW not being a well-known brand as of yet. But there is one reason how it got started in the first place. Of course, if you have not seen WGN TV or WGN American channel on either cable or TV channel, there was a pay-per-view event that took place of August 2018 of last year. You know what that's called? All In. And guess what? That event has sold out in the Sears Stadium over in Chicago, Illinois. And how do I know that? I, Christopher Ksmith, aka Cksmith, had to be from Chicago. And I got the news from that statement from Pro Wrestling Tees the website that is, which also sells not only Cody Rhodes merchandise, but all the elite members, going from the Young Bucks, which are Nate. Let me see. Or should I call them the Jackson Boys, who have to be. Let me find it. Matt and Nick Jackson, as well as Kenny Omega, who turned down the offer of WWE, which was a surprise to me, to go to AEW, now the three members of the Elite, the Young Bucks, as well as Kenny Omega, are now the EVP, or in this case, the Executive Vice President of the brand. And now going on to Cody Rhodes, however, he's also part of the brand, along with his wife Brandy Rhodes, who is also the CBO, Chief Brand Officer of the AEW. Sorry, in case you're wondering, I was looking at this right here, which is Wikipedia, but most of the time you call it Wikipedia. At least. Now, as far as Chris Jericho is the only person who's actually well named in the business. You got Christopher Daniels and Chuck Taylor, who was tag team, used to be tag team partner with, known as the Dude Busters back at WWE. Christopher Daniels, it should be familiar, along with Frank Kazarian. Not only were they in TNT, mind you, they were also in ROH, and they were also former tag team champions. Not to mention you have Zima, Hangman Adam Page, who was also in New Japan Pro Wrestling and probably Defiant Wrestling. Joey Janela, Jungle Boy, Jacob Friedman, Pentagon Jr., and tag team partner Ray Phoenix, which, by the way, if you haven't seen the press conference for Double or Nothing, they're going to get the Young Bucks. Oh, by the way, Cena, you didn't mention about one thing. Pentagon Jr. and Zero Miedo. But that's another time. And so far that's pretty much what they got so far. And not only that, the female wrestlers, which are Aja Khan, other than Brandy Rhodes herself, Dr. Britt Baker, Kylie Ray, Nyla Rose, Penelope Ford, and Yuka Sakazaki. That was a close one. They didn't have very much broadcast team, but hopefully they're going to actually change that sometime soon. Alex Marvez. They're talking about putting Jim Ross in there as well, which is also a very famous announcer. And I seriously doubt, like I said before, that Ric Flair is going to be joining AEW. And besides that, it may not be, they haven't got a television deal yet, but as far if you haven't actually did get a chance to see the press conference at Las Vegas, Nevada a long time ago, they are having a pay-per-view event called Double or Nothing, which also sponsored that show. And yes, they will be having and yes, it is true what you said. They will be having a Chris Jericho versus Kenny Omega Part 2 to make up for the loss of what happened at New Japan Pro Wrestling, as well as a loss for Team Jericho versus Team Omega for Team Omega at Chris Jericho's Rockin' World Boat Tour, or should I say yacht trip? I've got the actual name for it, but it was a yacht trip. And last but not least, there's one person I wanted to bring up that you did not actually mention that was also, not only was he in New Japan Pro Wrestling, like Finn Balor, but he was also in the NXT, and he was also in WWE. I bet your name sounds familiar. I'll give you a hint. The king of the cruiserweights, as well as the man that gravity forgot, or to this case, the man that some people have forgotten already. That is Neville, aka Adrian Neville, who's going back to his old name, Pac. Not to be confused with X-Pac, and Sean Waltman. Well, I hope this actually clarifies everything on everything else AEW Double or Nothing. And I wouldn't actually be concerned about the fan base. I mean, actually, and actually make up so much rumors because they're pretty much rumors and actually try to stir the pot over WWE, which has Vince McMahon kind of worried, a little bit shaken up about losing his top stars. Let's hope in months to come between now and May of 2019 that's what's going to occur. Anyway, if you like this video, please comment, subscribe, hit the like button, tap that bell on the notification button to get more updates on what videos I'll be posting next. And if you leave a comment below and let me know what you're looking forward to for AEW All Elite Wrestling's Double or Nothing pay-per-view. Until then, Cksmith, over and out.